Mr. Gray, I know you replied to me and you asked what would I like to see. So this is video specifically for you. Alright gamers, I am back. Due to popular request, just kidding, nobody asked. While back I made this video about the flowchart, what should I play? Well, against my own judgment, I went and rolled a feral druid. Right? A feral druid. Feral druid, do I need to say a lot? I started playing it way back when, enjoyed it a lot. It's my favorite spec. I played it on PTR until level 60. I prestiged on it, and I know exactly where it struggles. And on the release, I'm still mad at myself. Does it sound stupid? Yes, I am a stupid person. You don't have to point it out. I'm aware, okay? So, as we're standing, level 37, this is around the level bracket where your feral actually starts showing its, you know, its claws, its teeth a bit, because you get a couple important things. First off, you get shred, 2 out of 2, reduced shred energy cost. You get some crit. You get swipe talent. This is 30% more swipe, and you get the swipe itself at level 36, which is obviously very good to have your first AoE ability available at level 36. It's very great. We love it here. So until then, I was coping with rake multidotting and sunfire legendary enchant. It does things. Is it good? No, you're doing like half the damage of any other thing that has AoE spell available, but it is what it is, right? But okay, anyways, no more complaining, okay? We're not complaining. We're not complainers. We're positive gamers. We will figure it out, right? We will figure it out, as they say. So we have our cute cat form. Everything is cool. We're honorary furries. I've dropped a bunch of money on the skins, so now I have to play feral. Anyways, what I do want to say is, from my PTR experience, feral absolutely does good things after you're level 45. Why is that? Well, if you see, my build is half feral, half resto. Why is that? Because you absolutely have to go here first, because those three tiers of talents are infinitely better than anything you would pick up here. Unfortunately, that's how the feral tree is made. I don't know what to tell you. Like 5 rage cost of your basically rake, because you don't even have the other abilities, and maul is good as well. Claw you're not really even using because it hits like a weld noodle. I believe there's a bug right now that makes it hit a little bit more than the tooltip is stating, which I'm not sure what's up with that, but so I guess it's somewhat usable. But I personally don't like it. But anyways, I went very heavy into rake, into damage of rake with the glyph that I had here, and that was serviceable. But rake on its own, it's a damage over time thing, so you have to wait until it ticks. It ticks really slowly, and it's just 3 ticks of damage. It's good damage per energy that you spend, but even if you multi-dot like 5-6 targets in the dungeon, it adds up to like still double-digit DPS, which is yeah, it's quite something, especially if you get grouped with like higher level players, like level 30 plus on other specs, and they just pull half of the dungeon in a single pull, and they do 1000 DPS while you're struggling to do 100 DPS. Yes, that is a problem. It really is a problem. But enough complaining. You might ask, well, maybe feral is great in like solo questing, right? In like open world. Well, it is not. It's awful, honestly, compared to any other tank or DPS spec. In the bear form, it's kind of serviceable. At the like level 30, you get your legendary Carnage Incarnate. This button is pretty good. But on Feral, you just take so much damage, you cannot afford to pull more than 2 enemies usually at a time. If you do happen to pull them by accident, you will have to use your roots, you will have to kite, you will have to heal, you will have to dot it up. And if you do that, you lose half of your mana usually. So you have to drink between every 2 pulls. Every pull even, you have to drink, right? Which is a really frustrating experience. For that reason, I completely skipped out on doing questing. I just sit in dungeons forever. Right, now I'm at level 37. My spec starts to function somewhat with swipe and whatnot. And it's getting okay. There's a couple very important things at level 45 that's gonna happen. I will unspec all of this. I will grab the rest of my points here, so I'll get more power from Feral specifically. And I will get a couple crossover enchants for Omen of Clarity specifically. Alright, I'm gonna slam them here at 45. So we will have more power. That's when Feral starts feeling good. The second complaint I have, Bear in dungeons is super freaking squishy. It's way worse. It feels like when I'm observing people, healers healing me, and my HP goes like 100 to 0 3 times within 3 seconds, right? Because the healer has to panic, heal me. That's not good either for healer or me. It doesn't feel good at all. And this is with everything clicked defensive wise, even specking out of this fully into defenses, right? So now notice this. There's a pattern here. It's a very important pattern. It's an issue with Feral Tree, but it's also issue with when the skills unlock. This can be tackled on. This can be fixed without switching Feral endgame power at all. All you need to do is switch some skills around and switch some talents around. It's really not that complex. I'm talking here to developers. Great, if you happen to listen to this, you can fix this without making Feral broken. All we need to do is move Savage Defense to level 20. Savage Defense to level 20. And we need to switch this talent with this talent. The thick hide. We need to get crit immunity earlier. Bear doesn't have things for mitigation. They turn into a bear, right? And you get a bunch of armor. Of course, I'm not talented in a bear right now, so it's gonna be less. But I've seen the numbers before. Okay, so this is without talents for bear at all. I have 36% fizz damage mitigation from armor. In the bear form, it adds up to like 42%, which is good. But this is like a protection warrior or paladin. They put their plates on, the plate gear, and they have more armor than that, I believe, especially with the shield on, because the shield alone gives like 1000 at this level. 1000 or more. On top of that, they have their parry, which bear doesn't have. They have their block, which bear doesn't have. And they have less, but they still have dodge. It is what it is, right? Bear has 20% dodge. Well, that's cool. But we have no other form of defense at all. Barkskin is a level 44 button. This needs to be like level 30 or 25 even. We have no button to press. We have no defensives. At level 30, our only defensive is pressing this. We also have demoralizing roar, which is okay, I guess. Like, it does something. But then you get hit by 2 bleeds from the Deadmine from Mr. Smite, and you tick for half of your HP every tick. Because armor doesn't do shit against bleeds, right? This really needs to get fixed. If you don't want to... I'm a feral autistic player. I can make it do. I can make it work. And I will persevere. But majority of players, they go on Discord and they just you see people on Discord and the Druid General channel right now. You can see people asking what the hell is wrong with Feral. I cannot kill anything and I die like paper. It happens all the time now. So please look into it. I made some feedback during PTR. It was kind of ignored. You guys took this, you tweaked the numbers a little bit and you called it a day. It feels kind of lazy. You know? I love you guys, Ascension WoW developers. I love you guys with all the things that you do. I'm having a blast with the server, but this is not good. So this is it for the first part of the video. This is my complaint list. But now comes the second part of the video, which is gonna be roast of all the enchants that are Feral specific. We're gonna get to that later. Also, like bear mitigation, why is it all at level 40 to 45? Savage defense level 40, crit immunity, this is also like level 40-ish, unlocks, or maybe 35, right? This talent, this is also same here, it's also 40-45. All of the mitigation for bears is locked behind level 45 plus. If you're going into a dungeon as a bear, you're inting, you're straight up inting, you're griefing your healer. It's doable, you can do it, but your healer will hate you, he will hate your gods. Don't do it, honestly. So, now that we got this out of the way, you cannot quest because it feels like ass, you cannot dungeon because it feels like ass. All you can do is play a DPS in the dungeon, which is fine, but you're a deadweight for most part, right? You're right there with like low level rogues dealing double-digit DPS. It is what it is. Now, all the power for Feral is, once again, for a cat specifically, once again, for cat, all the power is after level 45. Not only because of the crossover talents, because the requirement is so high. Omen of Clarity. All the crossover talents, they require you specific amounts of talents in the tree and require you level 45. I'm not sure why this specific level was chosen. I really wish it was like level 30, but by then you don't have enough talents, so it is at minimum 40. This requirement should be lower. I brought that up like 2 weeks ago on the Discord, if you care to look it up. Anyways, back to the conversation. All the Feral power is after level 45. Savage Roar 54, that's 30% more damage to your entire spec. Everything you do is fizz, so 30% straight up more. Mangle, this is like comes at level also almost 50, right? So that's another 30% for your bleeds, right? All the cool stuff. King of the Jungle, very important talent, gives you more energy, and for Barrier it gives you more damage, but that's less of a problem. Gives you more energy, that's also level 50 plus. Oh, another very important point. Holy shit, I almost forgot. For bears, infected wounds. It's kind of stupid talent, right? People look at it, I think, oh, that's just a PvP talent. No, it's actually not. Protection warriors get the same effect from Thunderclap, which is available at like level 12. I'm talking about the attack speed. They don't get the healing reduction, but they get the attack speed reduction at level like 12 or something, level 10 from Thunderclap. Protection paladins get this from their seals, also at low level. So not only you're losing all the damage mitigation effects that Protection Paladin or Protection Warrior has, they don't have access to the attack speed debuff. Every single tank in Wrath of the Lich King has this at a very low level, except bears. Bears don't. Why? This is such a simple fix. Move this around. Move this with here. Move this here. Move this in the first tier. I don't care. Move it here. I'll pay extra for the swipe. No problem for this. This is massive for the mitigation. Not having the attack speed debuff on your target is colossal damage increase for you. Damage taken. Please fix this. if you want your druids to play the game, they will try it. They'll get to level 15, level 20. They'll say, "Well, this freaking sucks. I don't want to play this." They will reroll on the paladin and shaman. The brain dead classes. You just run. You hit your earth spike, whatever the AOE thing. They have infinite mana. They can just run around and be good. Right? I'm not saying bears should be like amazing, but at least make the leveling bearable. You know, get it? Bearable. So let's talk real quick about enchants. I'll try to take a sip of cold beverage, Monster Energy Drink Ultra Golden Pineapple. Now I'm ready. I'm ready. How do we fix this? How do we fix this problem? Well, there's a couple of things. Low level, around level 20 to 22, your options for damage dealing are rake at level 24. That's good. Let's say you're level 24 feral. Let's see what you have available to you. So you have your rake, right, which is a damage over time button. In total deals 180 damage. You have your shred, which is gonna deal around 130-ish damage, but it's gonna have way more energy cost. It's gonna have 60. You have your claw, which is okay at that point, but it's nothing special. And you have a rip. Right? Building rip combo points takes ages. By the time you have 5 combo points at this level, since your crit is low and you're mostly probably spec'd into resto hybrid, you don't have this. You're probably gonna take ages to build 5 combo points to rip something. So let us hope that you have 5 combo points when you enter the combat. You probably don't, but whatever. How do we fix this? Well, at this point, at level 24, you probably chose Glyph of Maw. That's good. It's a good serviceable glyph, but when I'm playing a feral as a DPS player, I want to be a cat form. I don't want to be a bear form. I don't want to slowly swing at the target and see how it HP whittles down. I want to do this, man. I want to shred. I want to do this, right? I want to murder stuff. I don't want to be a bear and like at the target. I don't want to do that. Right? Can it be fixed? Yes, it absolutely can be fixed. How? How do we fix that? You have options. First off, either you make a claw a button that deals like almost 0 damage, which is, it's pretty close. It's already pretty close in there. And you make it like a filler ability that you spam to build your combo points, right? You make it like 20 energy and it deals like 0 damage, and you just build the combo points. At least you can press it all the time, and then you can rip. Or you make rake tick way harder. We need to make rake better. We have all this beautiful, well-designed UI for active enchants. We have so many possibilities here, but when it comes down to actual gameplay in-game, your possibilities are very limited at this level, right? Druid has the issue of paying the tax of being a hybrid class. You have 4 different playstyles, and instead of having as much options as a shaman, right? Shaman also has, good point. Bring shaman, for example. They have enhancement, 2 different types of enhancement, tank and DPS. They have their resto, they have their range DPS elemental, and they have different playstyles between each one of them, right? They have enhancement that goes into flame AoE strike, the lava sweep. They have their elemental that can go either flame shock specific, or they can go lava burst specific, or they can go chain lightning specific. That's 3 different playstyles in a single spec, mind you. They have the enhancement that goes dual wielding. They have an enhancement that goes Wind Fury specific. They have their enhancement that goes Frostbrand specific. They have their enhancement that goes Feral Spirit specific. All the different choices. You have your resto, which is built around the Riptides. You have the resto that goes around Healing Rain, AoE rate healing somewhat. You have all those different choices, but when it comes to Feral, you're kind of locked in to playing a Wrath of the Lich King Feral with little quirks here and there. And I think what happened is the developers seen the Wrath of the Lich King Feral being pretty good already, probably seen the Feral perform really well on the Wrath of the Lich King Classic, and they were like, ooh, we cannot give them any power. They're great already. We are not giving them any power. I think that's what happened, honestly. But that is just my guess, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Either way, I brought up on the Discord, I brought up that the choice for Feral Druids, compared to the Shaman that I just brought up, the choice of enchants for it is very weak. So here I am, trying to bridge the gaps that Feral has right now in their gameplay that can be fixed without making them broken. Right? So, let's think for a second, what are the Feral strengths? What are the weaknesses? Right? And let's try not to make them jack of all trades, so they're good at everything. We don't want that. Let's try to not flood them with energy, because what Feral is a weird spec, because if you flood them with energy, if you give them a ton of energy for free that they don't have to work for, it turns into a shred and bite simulator. Shred, bite, shred, bite, shred, bite. Your rip doesn't matter, your rake doesn't matter, you just shred and bite, shred and bite, shred and bite, because you have infinite energy. We don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. If you played Battle for Azeroth Feral, that's exactly what it was. You just swipe, Primal Wrath, swipe, Primal Wrath, swipe, Primal Wrath. That's all you do, because you have infinite energy. Don't do that. But there is a way to make things a little bit better for low-level Ferals. Actually, most of the problems that Feral have is just tied to its level, because Shred, for example, right? It's a very hard-hitting button, but to make it hit hard, you need Mangle effect on your target, right? You need a bleed rolling on your target as well, if I'm not mistaken. And also, wait, my brain lagged for a second. Point being, Shred hits really hard, but you need more levels for it to be good, right? You need Mangle for it. It's level 50 minimal, so that's your answer. But early level, we have access to Rake. Rake is a spell that for the endgame Feral, it doesn't do that much damage. It's not like if you would buff this by 100%, right? It would make a Feral better, but not by a lot. It will make it better by like 10% maybe. But I'm not asking for a 100% buff. I'm asking for an enchant that is really good early, but gets slaughtered out late game. For example, Moonkin right now has this cool enchant, Alion's Fury, which makes Moonfire hits an additional target and grants some haste. Give us exactly the same thing, but for Rake. You cast one Rake, 2 targets get hit. What did that do? Well, now you have twice the damage output for the same energy cost, but it does nothing for your single target DPS, right? So let's say you have a dungeon, you have 5 different targets. I rake this guy, this guy gets hit also with the glyph. You get the idea, right? It's simple. And I can spam rakes. I don't have access to swipe yet. I don't have access to hurricane yet. And I can do some damage. I can do decent damage. And it feels enjoyable to play. That's mostly what I've done. in the dungeons early game, I was just multi-dotting with rake and spending for rip sometimes like bigger targets in the packs, right? And it was enjoyable. So that's all you need to do. A single enchant. Just copy paste this, but change the first line to rake, not moonfire. Perfect. Second complaint I have is I want to make this a little bit more structured, because I could go and rant on the legendaries now, but I want to tackle the early game most, like before level 30. So infected wounds, this thing is very important if it was somewhere here early, because bears need this. They need this desperately. They need it right now. They need it early, because bears are super squishy low level before level 40. So if you added this thing early here somewhere, and on top of that added rake to the list, now you have a tool for your rake to slow the attack speed of the target, so you would take less damage in open world from the monsters, right? The chip damage. And you could also kite them easier. Let's say you have two monsters around. They just walk towards you. Press my income by accident. Let's find some chicken. Oh, there's a chicken. Oh, it faded because Lamal. I rake his ass, and if he had the slow from the rake, I could just run around, pop him when I have energy, right? Rake him again and just kite. I could do it to multiple targets. If I had rake here and rake on this guy, I missed, epic. I rake on this guy, I could just kite them with rake all around, reduce the damage taken, right? While they're taking off with the bleeds. I think it would be enjoyable for open world. Because right now what you see is, look at this dude, he's like, level 13 is just mauling. 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4 banana, 6 banana, he has full rage, 7 banana, 8 banana, 9 banana, he has miss debuff on, 10 banana, 11 banana, 12 banana, come on, kill him. 15 seconds to kill a plane strider. Is this what you want? Maybe it is, maybe it is not. Well, the point being is, early game on Druid blows ass. You don't listen to me, I don't know shit. Just go to the Discord of the Druid General, people complaining like crazy. And I have to tell them, be patient, get to level 45, it gets better, trust me. But level 45, at this moment, I have 1 day and 20 hours played on this character. And this is only dungeons. It really takes a while. I'm an invested player. I want to play. I will keep playing Feral, don't get me wrong, but billions will quit. Billions will quit, trust me on that. So, my wishlist right now, at level 15. At level 15, give us a choice. Sorry, at level 10, give us Glyph of Rip. Or Rake, sorry. Glyph of Rake. That slows the targets. You could even rework this one, the Glyph of Rake, that already exists. Deals more damage, cool, fine, I'm good with it. And instead of prevents targets from fleeing, which is actually a bad thing for you, you're kind of nerfing yourself. Sometimes target fleeing is a good thing for you. But make it so it slows for 20%. 20% movement speed. That's all I'm asking. It's not a lot. 20% movement speed. Right? On top of that, we move this talent, Infected Wounds, up. I'm not sure where it would be best to put. Because this is all of this you want, right? But as a feral, you don't have swipes here, right? I think it would easily fit in here somewhere, just as a choice. And then you can multi-dot your targets, kite them around with your bleed ticking. It's kind of thematic for Feral to have. It doesn't break the class fantasy at all, right? And it does a job. At level 15, we introduce Ashamain Fury talent. Wow, I'm such a poet. And instead of moonfire, you make it to rake. New enchant, very simple. It can be just rake hits additional target and deals 2 more ticks of damage. Boom, done. Hire me, Ascension. Hire me, whatever. Good. We're done with early game Feral. That's it. After level 36, it's kinda, the spec gets its steam. You get your AoEs rolling, you get your swipes in, you get your clear casting in. It feels fine. After level 36, it literally feels fine. But until now, if this doesn't change, people will hate it. I'm done with the first part of the rant. 15 minutes in. Holy shit. Now, we will get a roast video. A roast video on Feral specific legendaries. You ready for this? Well, I'm not, but let's find out. Let's start with the coolest thing in game for every spec, the mastery legendary specs. I understand their design is to make whatever your spec does already a little bit better, right? If somebody is not comfortable with a spec, right, they don't know how it exactly plays out, they're not that advanced yet, they don't have all the knowledge, the experience playing for ages, they can get this and it's gonna do things, right? So it's pretty understandable. I get it, but the numbers on this are just awful. Like, you're not picking this. You will never ever pick this. The 6% on the rip is decent. Rip is a solid chunk of your damage in endgame, but Ferocious Bite, 6% more damage and 6% crit damage is freaking awful. In Nax gear, in Wrath of the Lich King, my Ferocious Bite was like 5% total damage done, because you don't have that much energy to keep spamming Ferocious Bites. Here, on Bronzebeard, you have a little bit more energy, so it may be a little bit better. But this enchant in full, if I had to guess, right? If I had to guess, it's like 3 to 5% more damage done total. And I'm being really optimistic here. Somebody probably can do the actual math on this. But in the real world, nobody would ever pick this. This needs to be like 10% total damage done or 15% damage done. Make it 15% with your bleeds increased. I would consider picking it, and it's thematic. It makes my Feral better. It's cool. I want to make big bleeds. I pick this. I have big bleeds. Fine, right? At this point, nobody will ever pick this unless they misclick or they're just noobs and they have no idea what they're doing. So please, don't troll people. Especially don't troll people that are unknowledgeable about the game. Like, they don't know already. They're going on the uphill battle. Don't fucking throw logs under their legs. Right? Good. We have this one. Second Feral is... This is for bear, this is for a tree, this is for a moonkin, this is for bear, this is for bear, this is for moonkin, this is for bear, this is for tree. Wow. Oh, first one. Yeah, let's go. We have Deranged Druid. This one is actually very fun. I don't hate it. I like it a lot, actually. I played it a lot in PTR. It's very funny when you're in the middle of combat and your cat just turns invisible. This dude is hacking. What the hell? Bronze Loka appearance collection. I lol at him. Anyways, Deranged Druid. This thing will cast it says spells, but technically World of Warcraft considers every ability a spell. But it will cast rakes, it will cast claws, it will cast mangles, it will cast Tiger's Fury in the middle of the spamming of your abilities, which is cool. Honestly, it works pretty well. No problems here. Is it optimal? Probably not, because A, it's unreliable. Sometimes you get God pulls and your Tiger's Fury like procs 3 times in a row, and that's funny. Sometimes you get dog pulls and it trolls you 3 times, presses prowl, and yeah, technically you can ravage, but ravage is a DPS loss, but whatever. Then you have, oh, it's also available at like level 55 from Silitus, which is if this was available early, for ferals, it would be very nice actually. But since it's available so late, by the time somebody gets to level 55 to Silitus, they will quit the game. So that's a large problem. Now, to the next one. Predator's Wrath. Wrathful Strikes. I hate this. I hate this with my gut. I hate with every fiber of my being. Every single cell in my body hates this. Do not try to add wheels to a boat and pretend it's a car. This is straight up copy pasted from Classless Realms, and it doesn't work. Nobody likes this. Nobody I asked likes this. Even after the buff, you still need spell hit to make Wrath hit 100% of the times, right? You need the other enchants to make it better. So not only you're missing on your Lego slot, you also need to sacrifice 2 other slots to make it playable, right? And it makes your cat form throw freaking rafts, the green fireballs. Like what is this, man? Cat is already so fun. It has like 6 different bleed oriented abilities, and you give him like a Wrath, man. I don't want to cast Wrath. If I wanted to cast Wrath, I would be in a Boomkin spec. Man, like, come on. You can make it tune. You can tune it up. You can make it like 500% attack power. It's gonna deal high damage, but it's still gonna be bad design. Like I don't like this at all. Feral already has a lot of conditionals, a lot of things to monitor, and you're just adding on top another proc to press. This is also the second reason why I don't like this. The other one was the Ambush Predator. You already have so many things to keep track of, and you add another proc, another conditional to press. Some people like it, I personally hate it. Okay, I'm done ranting about this one. Let's go to the other. This is for Tree, this is for Moonkin. Oh, Incarnation. Yeah, let's go. I was so hyped when I've seen this one first. Actually, the idea behind it is really good. The idea behind it is that you can empower yourself for 15 seconds and all your shreds will deal cleave damage. So it's a good niche to have a priority damage while passively cleaving. It's a very good niche. Frost Decays have it, for example, with their diseases and their frost strikes and whatnot, right? In the retail, it's a very good thing to have passive cleave. But if you think about it for a second, you need to cast Shred to have the cleaving ability, right? And the cleaving ability itself deals like half of the damage the swipe has. So you're telling me I have to press the button, I have to sacrifice my legendary slot, so my Shred deals half of the swipe damage in AoE, and on top of that, the damage on the primary target isn't that great either. So instead, I could just not pick this, I could leave this slot open and just press swipe and get more damage, more AoE damage. Sure, yes, the priority target will take less, but the priority target will take less. But my total damage is gonna go up, my parse is going up, my damage output is going up, the ads are dying faster, so why do I care? Right? And that's just the first part of this. The second part of this is Ferocious Bite extends Rip to its full duration. This completely doesn't make sense. And I tell you why. If the cooldown is encouraging you to press Shred, why would you ever bite? The way this plays out right now in dungeon is you just shred and you don't look at your combo points. Your combo points go through the cap and you just shred. If you would have access to at low level to Savage Roar, you would press Savage Roar, but you don't have it, so you don't even spend your combo points. So the way it plays out, you just pop this and shred. That's all you do. You don't rip, you don't bite, you shred, because all the energy that you're not spending on shredding means you lose the value from the legendary. So that's a problem. If this was an effect that's passively always active and not only during the duration, then it would be okay. But personally, I would change the last line to something completely different. What would that be? Great question. I'm not sure. You could get creative here. You could make it reduces shred cost by 20 energy during the duration, right? And that would make the shred spam even more potent, but without making swipe compete with it, right? It would, during the duration of the cooldown, it would make the shred like the button to press. But the Ferocious Bite extending grip, it's a non-factor. Like, it doesn't matter. You don't want to. Usually, you don't want to bite anyway in the feral. Like biting too much as a feral is inting. You're losing damage doing that. Right. So this one I like. It just needs a slight rework, just slight change. Incarn. If you're not aware, Incarn abilities are incarnation. It's like a heightened state from a berserk. It's like even stronger cooldown than what berserk is. Right? For example, in retail, Incarn, one of them at least, made your rake, the small dot thing, hit twice as hard. Every rake that you would apply would make it hit twice as hard, which was pretty cool actually. But here I'm not sure where they're going with it. I tried it out in a couple dungeons. It's just strictly worse than swiping. So there's that. I guess you can use it if you really want to have AoE at level 30. You get this, but at the same time, the only way to get this is from STV, which is like level 37 elite monster. So you're not getting this at level 30. So it just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry to say, like, it just doesn't make sense. Next up, Feral Frenzy. Great button. Nobody likes it. Great button. Currently, at the moment, apparently this is like the best single target DPS option for ferals. Probably because of Savage Frenzy. There it is. Yeah, it makes your Savage Roar go to full duration and makes your abilities done 10% stronger, right? So it's a good combo. But I personally hate it, and I'll tell you why. I'm not just a hater because I hate something because I made up my mind. I have a confirmation bias. I'm a hater because A, it doesn't say that it has energy cost, but it does when you choose it. It has 40 energy cost. It's not free. This isn't a button that you press and it goes. It has 40 energy requirement. Second, it has a cast cast time, so to speak, right? It's a 1.5 second cast, and you can get interrupted. You can even interrupt yourself if you happen to misclick and press something else while it's going, right? On the retail, if I'm not mistaken, when you press it, it just goes. It will just happen. It looks like it's happening over time, but it's instant. Second part, it only gives you 1 combo point, right? Not 5 like on retail. So in retail you would use this to instantly generate your combo points to full, and then you can burst somebody down with that extra bleed ability. But here you just get 1 combo point, which is, I guess it's a trade-off because the cooldown is less, whatever. I hate this. Feral strength is single target, generally speaking. So they really struggle with switching targets, usually. It's a little bit better here because we have combo points that switch around. But what if you made this to instantly generate 5 combo points and give you a little bit more of the bleed damage and less of the instant damage? Then I would play the shit out of it. But right now, as it stands, with the 40 energy cost, with the 1 combo point generated, it's like, why? I just don't like it at all, whatsoever. I tried it on PTR, I tried it here as well, and it just doesn't feel good at all. If I had to choose between this and this, I would honestly pick Incarnation. At least it gives me a little bit better single target damage and like passive cleave, which is a good place to be. This is whatever. Fury Unleashed. This one is actually pretty fun. You can, if you spec fully into rip duration with this glyph and the other glyph, the shred glyph, your rip will last exactly 24 seconds. So by the time Target's Fury is done, when it's finished, your rip will fall off, basically. So what I meant to say is, you press Tiger Fury, you rip at the very last end of it, right? And then your entire rip will give you some bit of energy until you get next Tiger's Fury. So basically you can keep it forever, quotation mark. So it's something to look out for. But I didn't play with it too much on Bronzebeard yet, because it's available in Uldaman, which I need to get there. I'll probably get it today and test it out more in depth, but I believe it has potential. I'm just not sure if the numbers are good enough to warrant using. Also, what is this obsession with Ferocious Bite? Like, the button doesn't deal enough damage on its own, and you're just kind of forcing it down our throats. Like, stop trying to make Feral hard hitting, like this massive damage numbers appear on your screen thing. We have our warriors, we have the mortal strikes, we have the colossus smashes. They have the big numbers. Make the Feral more around bleeds. It's their unique niche. Like, only rogue can do the bleeds well, right? But Feral is the bleed king. You're supposed to make your targets death by 1,000 cuts kind of gameplay, and not one massive hit to their face. I understand it's pretty fun in PvP to like bite somebody for half of the HP. That's cool, but Shred already does it. Shred already hits pretty hard. You don't need more of those 10,000 damage numbers. You don't need that. Just make my rips hit hard, make my rakes hit hard. Stop with the Ferocious Bite obsession. It's a button that you're supposed to press when you're over capped on resources, when you have too much combo points, too much energy, then you press Ferocious Bite. It's like your blow off steam valve, right? Stop trying to making Feral into a builder spender, because it really, trust me, I played Shadowlands Feral, I played BFA Feral, I played Cataclysm Feral, I played Wrath of the Lich King Feral. Wrath of the Lich King Feral is almost perfect. You don't need to do a lot with it to make it amazing. You want to make Feral amazing? Give me a legendary that gives me 1 combo point per swipe. And I'm done. I never need anything else. I'll play that Feral for the rest of my life. I really don't need much. You have very good thing here already. Don't mess it up. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Wrath of the Lich King Feral is perfection already. It just needs a tiny little bit. To put more proof in the pudding, Wrath of the Lich King Feral, it was always like a mediocre spec. The one thing they changed, they gave it the glyph that guarantees Omen of Clarity proc whenever you Fairy Fire, which is kind of this, but this is worse. And that made it a S tier spec out of the sudden. That's how good Feral was tuned in Wrath of the Lich King. It was just one glyph. Anyways, so we're done with the legendary, I believe. Yes, there's no more Feral legendaries. So basically we have 1, 2 if you really want for single target, if you really want, and we have 3 choices, and all of them are like damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? So I cannot say how much I hate this, by the way. It's so. Anyways, that's gonna be the video. If I'm gonna put a tier list real quick, tier list without the tier list, I'm gonna put actually design wise this at S tier, numbers wise at A tier, numbers wise this at A tier, design wise at B tier. This one pretty close to A, would be S if they got changed a little bit. The numbers wise is like B, right? The rest is whatever, and this I need to test more. I think this has potential, honestly. We will see. So that's gonna be my Feral rant video. I know it's way too long for developers to watch it in full and comment. That's my take. If you agree, if you disagree, that's fine. I've seen different opinions. Some people probably just want the Feral to be simple, brain dead. You press 3 buttons and you're done. That's not me. I want the Feral to be complex. I want Feral to be thought-provoking spec. I don't want the Feral to turn into enhancement shaman when you press a button that doesn't have a cooldown timer on it, right? Enough of me ranting. I'm gonna go back to playing. I have some things to unlock. I have some levels to get. Level 45 is our time to shine, so let's get to it.